Hello guys, it's Shlomi Arbeitman. Today I'm gonna show you a little battle I had today that was very interesting the way it ended, and it's a pretty good example for how you can lose a game even if you're at an advantage when you kinda throw away your units and have nothing left to counter what the enemy has left. So without further ado, I'm on Ambiorix, let's hop straight into it. Alright, I'm in a group of 4 people playing with Chief Ragnar, Starspace, and MJ, and we are on Marathon. It's basically a tier 6, tier 7, and tier 5 match. We chose to advance through the forest, obviously, because we were a heavy barbarian composition with 3 foxes, 3 archers, 1 warrior troop, and 2 troops of dogs. The enemy will soon start to engage us here, and the cavalry is circling around to get me. The thing to notice here first, I started off with focus fire to get some early damage in, and Ragnar is putting up his defenses to kind of catch everything that gets here. The foxes do a good job of dodging whatever I put at them, but we're still at an advantage. They're soon gonna try to hit us with the scorched earth right now, and even manage to get some routing in. Now, as you can see, more of our team is pouring into the forest here, because it's basically a good position we're in. We have our phalanxes catching the warriors, and we have the foxes being under heavy fire, and with their low armor stats, foxes are prime target for archers. And we can basically catch an easy win here, because we heavily outnumber the enemy, and then turn to the other side of the map. Now, this is what's getting dangerous. The enemy has their cavalry primed to go for me, but MJ is protecting me pretty good here. Not that anybody knows where my units are positioned. This guy here on the other side is pretty much in the open, and we'll see what he gets from that, being losing about 2/3 of his total units. That's a pretty heavy hit. But let's get a bit further here. The enemy still in battle with us has brought some more dogs, some more warriors, and Ragnar's taking a heavy beating by all the units, even though my supporting fire is bringing the foxes down slowly. But we managed to free up our units here, and Ragnar and Zataspis are free to go for other units. Now, cavalry tried once more to get through, but MJ is on his tippy toes and protects me. Now at this point, Ragnar has already lost a unit, and unfortunately it's also his commander unit. And MJ just stopped a charge into my archers. See, I didn't lose very many of those guys. They're all at 60 entities, and that's what's important. Now, I will underestimate what's coming here, because I can't really run back and run into the Gungni's charges. But the wild wolves and the foxes do a very far charge and get some of my unit, get some damage in, but I'm still at 180 units at this point. And we managed to finish them off. Now, there's already a lot of strength lost in this battle on both sides. And as you see, this was now the turning point where we start to have lesser units than the enemies. Well, it always swings around this for a long time, but due to this engagement here and our team basically losing this whole side, we're kind of in a bad position. We got not too much units to get through to the light artillery, except for my archers. So now we have to make a decision here. Do we go for the artillery? Do we help out here? But this will not take too long anymore. Those units will die or rout pretty fast. So the third option would be, should we go back to base? No, we see we still have those Gungnir chargers here. They'll catch a crippling shot. Now my Ambiorix mechanics are not the best, so maybe I've gotten more out of this, but I think we kind of made the best of it, making the enemy lose a lot of pressure here with the units just losing a lot of health. And this will come in so handy later on. Every shot here counts, because this game is gonna be hella close. Now, we see the foxes running to base, cavalry going to base, and at this point we make the decision we should go back and defend the base. Because right now the enemy is starting to cap, foxes are pouring through here, and there are too many games where you neglect to defend your base because you think you can get an easy win on the other side of the map. But at that point we're down in units, down in numbers, we can in no way get to the enemy base fast enough, so we just had to make the decision, yes, we're going back to base. Now mind you, the enemy has a couple of things which can get me, like light artillery in a long range fight for a short amount of time. There are some dogs and small amounts of cavalry. And this will be very important. How much cavalry can we actually get? Now see, at this point I'm still at the bottom of our team, but my time to shine will come later on. Even this javelin throw, although not everything hit, was very, very important. Need to get rid of the cavalry and everything fast, just so that I can basically destroy the whole team, because my archers are still pretty much at full health. See here, damage numbers are racking up. I'm climbing the scoreboard. Now, these foxes really want to get to me and sort of get impatient, in my opinion, and starting to fight Chief Ragnar here. And even though he's in Scorched Earth, it's a battle he's going to win. MJ is still protecting me pretty good. Me climbing the scoreboard. Enemies has only one cavalry unit left. And that's a point where it gets dangerous for the enemy, because if my team manages to protect me from anything, the enemy can't really win unless they find a way to deal with me. Ambiorix units are fast. There are 2 different speed buffs. So yeah. Now, first things first. Artillery starts shooting at me. I'm still kind of focused on the cavalry, but I'm running towards the high grass. And that's what they don't realize too fast. And that's also the reason I can get in a huge shot. Him turning around is also good. I nuke, and they set up a little bit closer. Now, this charge here. Right now, they managed to charge in, and this is a double threat. Not does the charge hurt as fuck, but also light artillery has vision now. And is just pounding at me. On the same time, it was also dangerous for the enemies, because right here is the last cavalry unit they have. If you look at them, light artillery, infantry, infantry, dogs. This guy here, Hasdrubal, is trying to chase me. I get a good crippling shot off and will subsequently kill him off when he's trying to chase me. Seems confused there. He's gone now. Now, the enemy is a decision point as well. They can try to get to me, which would be smart in a way, or they can try to just go for the cap. Now we make a call here to make a short defensive line. Our foxes aren't the best at defending, to be sure, but I'm right in the back of all of those units. I can just pound away. If I had spread out a bit better, that would be very great. Right now, we were in a losing fight here, but every missile that hits for so much and is so important. My numbers are racking up as well. Now this is a problem. They're close enough to have vision on me. I didn't think that they'd get vision on me, but they got. And light artillery could once again pound away at me. Now the battle stays like this for a short amount of time. And this is gonna be a long one, and you'll see in the end why it is when it comes down to the wire. We have lost every single unit now in here, and the enemy is charging towards us, granting once again vision of me. Now, surely my Ambiorix archers are faster, but we're still down in units. This is a good charge here by MJ, last ditch effort, as you would say, to get the enemies, but he freed me up, and the enemy cap is very slow, but it is happening. You have to keep that in mind always, that I can just play around, not just kite. Here, I get the vision, I kill them off, and let's go for rinse and repeat. I make some small mistakes here, as I recall. I wanted to activate the dash or the haste, and rather than activate it, what's his ability called, and slowed myself down while those armed legionaries were chasing me. Well, light artillery is almost down. Now, unfortunately, they deploy their engine or disemploy. And I start to spread out my units. It's very hard to catch all 3 units, and I got all 3 units left with 29, 11, and 39 entities. Enemy tries to catch me here, and now light artillery's gone. They got 2 dog handlers and 3 armored legionaries. So at this point, we kind of knew we won the game. When the balance of power shifted in our favor, after killing off enough units, we obviously knew they won't be able to catch 3 units unless they run out. If they run out, they're losing the cap. If they stay in, they'll just die slowly. Now first off, I take on the dog handlers, because if anyone's going to catch me, it's gonna be them. And then hitting the decap. Now this player does something not very smart. He has his back towards my archers, and if you fire in the back of Testudo, well, guess what? It doesn't work. It's kind of hard to define where the back is, but my units would have to move a bit over here in order to really get the back. The units out here have opened their Testudo, and I'm just firing away. Of course, he gets a lot of points out of this as well. You see, capturing and defense. But at this point, there's not much the enemies can do. Since it's just 1 more minute, I'm gonna leave it out and gonna comment on what the enemy did wrong or right. When the enemy lost the last unit of cavalry, they lost any real perspective to catch my archers. They could have defended their light artillery and let me not get close enough for me to shoot it. That would be one option they had. Since nothing else was left at that point, it was a pretty poor decision making to go into this really thick infantry engagement against our foxes. where we basically just had to hold our ground long enough to pepper them with arrows in the back. That's all we had to do. So even though my mechanics this game weren't that great, I managed to get MVP just for being the last one alive, and especially being someone the enemy could no longer deal with. And in a lot of games, just poor decisions get you into situations where you have no more option to win at all. And this is a perfect example of false resource allotment, and I really hope you can learn something from it. Oh, I really hope you enjoyed it. Have a good time, and if you liked the video, give it a like. Follow me on YouTube, Twitch, whatever, and just have a good time, and see you on the Battlefield Commanders.